All right, Shalom, Yabashishik Batham. You understand all the brothers is preaching officer 1,000 Yard Mott, otherwise known as the Javelin. We out here with, what's your name?
Buddy.
Say what?
Buddy.
Out here with Buddy. You from Durham?
No, I'm not.
Where you from?
I'm from Warrenton.
Warrenton. Where is that at?
It's like 45 minutes north of here.
Okay, but it's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm out here with Buddy, man. You understand? He was, gracious enough to do this interview with us, but I just had a couple questions. The first thing is, we out here for the Bimbe Festival. Do you know the history of Bimbe, or why we celebrating it for 55 years?
Oh, no, sir, I don't.
Okay. Well, just a brief history is that the Bimbe was, 55 years ago, 1969. It was a bunch of scholars, black scholars, who seen what the West Africans were doing with their harvest and bringing it all together and share with one another. So they deemed this the Bimbe Festival, which is what this is about. But the problem with that, I believe, is that we're not Africans. Black people are not Africans. So when we're celebrating these holidays or these festivals, are we giving, our values and stuff over to Africans, being that we're not Africans? Or do you believe that we are Africans and this is what we should be doing?
I believe we are Africans, actually, but I think celebrating both cultures is like important for our people anyway.
Why do you think we African?
Because most of our people came over here from West Africa slave ships.
So we came from Africa, so you believe that that's what makes us African?
No, I believe we are African descent. I don't believe we are African people.
So what if I told you, believe in the Bible?
No.
Okay, but what if I told you that history states that in 79 AD, that after Christ was dead, that Roman conquerors started to conquer Jerusalem. And the Israelites from Jerusalem fled to West Africa because they were fleeing from Roman persecution. And then from there, white English settlers, they made deals with the Africans to enslave the Israelites who were living in those lands. Do you know that history?
I'm aware of a little bit of it.
So do you think that we still come from those people, or do you think we just lived in that land?
I think we come from those people because, eventually we were brought to that place. But once you establish in a place, like, I don't think I'm African. I think I'm African American. I don't think I'm African American. I think I'm Black American. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in this place for so long. Like, my bloodline has been in this place so long. So that's how I feel like our roots are. Like, going back so many generations, that don't really fit with me. You know.
So do you think that Black people need to figure out what our identity is?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I believe that our identity is in the Bible, man.
Okay.
You understand? Like, if we were African, right? Why is there no literature or records of wars that happened on the African coast when we were being enslaved?
I'm not sure. I don't really get into the history of. Like I said, I'm not.
You know why?
Why?
Because Africans were not selling Africans. Africans were selling Israelites, which is why the African countries or nations didn't go to war.
Okay. And what about prisoners of wars from tribes that fought in Africa against each other?
Yeah, this like white people fighting each other right now. You got the Germans fighting the Russians fighting the Ukrainians, and you got the Israelis fighting the Palestinians. White people fight each other all the time.
Once upon a time, Russia and Ukraine was one place, but they split apart. Those Ukrainians believe they were Ukrainian.
But once before that in time, the Russians and the Ukrainians and all of those people, they all came from the Esau, which is who created the Edomite nations, otherwise known as white people. And we come from Jacob, which created the 12 tribes of Israel.
You got this from the Bible.
Yeah, all of this came from the Bible.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Bible. So
oral record books. We got it from Babylon to Timbuktu. You can read all the historical facts that point.
But like I'm just here to celebrate the festival here.
Yeah, I know, but we just trying to make sure that brothers is understanding what they celebrate.
Well, I'm not. Like I said, I just got here. This is my first time here. I don't really know what to celebrate or what I'm celebrating. I'm just here to support.
I'll tell you what you should.
I'm here to support the Black Americans that's here.
I would tell you.
Black Americans.
You want to know what you should celebrate?
No, I don't think you can tell you what
I'm gonna tell you.
I know what
I think you should celebrate The Passover. You know what the Passover is?
I do know what the Passover is.
What is
It's not important to me because that's not my heritage.
But what happened in the Passover?
Not my heritage, bro.
But what happened in the
Not
Passover?
my heritage, bro.
You don't know your heritage.
I don't want to know that.
You don't want to know your heritage?
I don't need to know who I am.
You need to know who you are.
Why?
He wanted to know who.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just
I know who I am as a Black American.
But what about our history,
I
man?
don't care about that. That's not important to me.
You see the problem.
We don't. This has been around for 55 years. I'm 35 years old.
It's been around for 55 years because people are trying to figure out their culture. They trying to figure out their heritage and their history.
I don't see anybody out here trying to figure out their culture. I see people trying to sell stuff.
That's the point of the Bimbe, though.
Okay, so that's what I'm here to celebrate.
So if you want to celebrate it, then shouldn't we be figuring out our
You ain't
culture?
interrupting me celebrating my people that's already here while taking me away from this interview to try to educate me. And I don't want you to do that.
I'm not teaching. I just want to get your information. I want to know what you
I
know.
understand. Like I said, I'm just here to support these people that's here.
Well, you know what you should support. You should support black people.
You should tell
Black
people what I
people.
should support. I don't think anybody should tell anybody what they should support.
I understand, but all I'm saying is my opinion. Okay, this is my opinion.
But I'm doing something for you, and you're just trying to educate
No,
me.
I'm doing something for you.
Education.
You doing something for me? I'm doing something for you.
Me. Not the other way around.
And now you about to be famous.
I don't care.
I know you don't care, but this is what needed in black community because so many of us we celebrate things that we don't know what we're talking
I
about.
hope you and your people. Like I said, I respect everybody's opinion to respect their culture or whatever you celebrate. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do me.
Well, all I'm saying is that maybe you should take a look. All I'm saying is that maybe you should take a look into the Israelites and figure out the history of Israelites, man. But we should celebrate the Passover, man, and stop celebrating that African garbage.